Hey everyone, so I'm back and I'm with my friend Ericka Cruz. I'm just gonna let her introduce herself and tell you guys a little bit about who she is and about her study abroad program.
Hi, my name is Ericka Cruz. I'm a political science major with a minor in general education. I'm a junior at BC who studied abroad in the fall in Grahamstown, South Africa.
Okay, so what inspired you to go abroad?
Well, I've always wanted to study abroad in general. I took Italian for 4 years in high school, so I always pictured Italy, go Euro tripping.
Hmm.
But then when I got to BC, I kind of saw there was so many other programs, like other parts of the world that I just like Australia or like South Africa or Africa in general, and I was like, oh, I've always wanted to kind of go somewhere different. I've been to Latin America many times because that's where my family's from, but I've never had the chance to do anything other than that.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, let me look into Africa and see what the programs are at BC. So there's two programs that BC has to Africa, and they're both in South Africa. So that's kind of how I decided, oh, that'd be awesome. Spend when else am I gonna get the chance to live for 5 months in South Africa?
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so what resources did you use to go abroad?
Financial advice.
Yeah, or
Okay.
just any sort of resources. I was thinking financial aid, but I mean you can talk
No,
about
yeah,
whatever ones you
definitely.
want.
So I started preparing my sophomore year. I was always at OIP, the Office of International Programming at BC, asking about scholarships, asking about how all that works. So I applied for the Gilman, and I applied the McGillicuddy Rogue Scholarship through
Mm.
Boston College as well. So I was lucky enough to get both of those. So those resources really helped fund my trip because the flight was just so ridiculously expensive. It was over $2,000 round trip. Yeah, it was crazy. It was
Wow.
not fair. But then money wise, just to survive there, because I wouldn't be working, so it's kind of different. So used to working at BC, and then all of a sudden for 5 months, you have no flow of income.
Mm.
So I really looked into scholarships when I was planning to study abroad.
So we have a fellow Gilman Scholar recipient here. You see what's going on? You see what's going on? All right. So, all right. So I guess the last question is, how do you think your study abroad experience really plays into your educational goals or just your career goals or life goals in general?
Definitely. So I started the general education minor actually after coming back from abroad.
Mm.
I did a service trip my sophomore year that where we got to go around the schools in the Dominican Republic and got exposed to that, and it was really awesome. I really learned a lot more about the education field, but I wasn't sure if I particularly saw myself as a teacher or anything like that. But then when I went abroad, I was able to work in the classroom with these teachers who were just so passionate and motivated, in the townships, which was the poorest part of South Africa, literally just a classroom, but these teachers showed up to class day in and day out, just passionate and motivated to teach their students English, or to teach them that's what we're gonna do today, just to see that. I was wow, this is the passion that they have for their work, and I want to be able to do that too.
Yeah.
So I started the general education minor basically just to get the foundations of education, because I'm thinking of something along the lines of Teach for America, or maybe if there's a volunteer corps with teaching me along, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's something that I'm considering, and that definitely played in being there in front of the classroom with those students. I was wow, I feel comfortable doing this. I like this and I enjoy it, and it kind of showed me okay, maybe look into what I could do at BC to carry that on, and that was starting the gen ed minor.
Yeah, that's cool because I had sort of the same experience when I went abroad. I was didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I had a sort of an idea, and then going and experience all the things that I experienced. It's higher
Different
education.
perspective,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
I had to do it, so I totally understand what you're saying. I think those are all the questions that I have. Is there anything else that you want to mention or sort of talk about and tell people who watch this about?
Definitely step out of your comfort zone and study abroad. I didn't speak Kosa, which was the local language where I volunteered and stuff, but you get over that real fast. Everyone can smile. You know what a happy face is, what a sad face is. You can communicate regardless. So step out of your comfort zone and try something new. Don't just do the traditional oh let's just do this. Go study abroad. Take that plane ride and live somewhere else by yourself. No mommy and daddy there to hold your hand. It's awesome.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Well, thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
And I will see everyone soon. Talk to you guys again.